You made it all so good.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Jerry Lynn, and I'm here for our Sunday school class today. I sure do miss you guys in person, and I can't wait till we get back to the church and have Sunday school all together again. It's going to be such a great time. But for now, we will continue seeing each other like this, and I'm going to go ahead and read our lesson for today. It's called Calling the Disciples. One day, Jesus was walking along the sea when he saw two fishermen. The fishermen were brothers, Peter and Andrew. The brothers were out fishing on the water. Jesus called out to Peter and Andrew, "Come, follow me. I will teach you how to fish for people." Peter and Andrew left their nets and followed Jesus. Jesus walked farther down the shore where he saw two more brothers, James and John, who were mending their nets with their father. Jesus said to the men, "Come and follow me." James and John left the boat and their father and followed Jesus. Now this story is about when Jesus had grown up. Remember last week we talked about Jesus growing up and being a man, and he got baptized. So Jesus is starting to talk to different people, and he decided that he needed disciples. Now, a disciple is a person who follows Jesus. Can you say that word? Disciple. A person who follows Jesus. And Jesus had 12 disciples. He had 12 disciples. And this story is telling about the time that he called 4 of those disciples to come with him and follow him. Now, Jesus wants us to follow him and be his disciples also. We can't leave our fisher nets, can we, and go follow Jesus because he's not here on the earth anymore. But when we follow Jesus, we follow him by loving him, by learning about him, and by telling other people about Jesus. So the more we learn, the more we know about Jesus, the more we can share what we know and tell other people. And that's what Jesus wanted us to do. That's why he asked us to be disciples. And every single person can be a disciple, not just the 12 people, not just the 12 men that Jesus called. No, every single one of us is called to be a disciple of Jesus. That means to follow him. It means to study him, to study what it means to love Jesus and to love God, and to do the right things and the things that Jesus teaches us. So let's remember that every single person is called to be a disciple of Jesus and to follow Jesus. Every one of us is called to follow Jesus. You remember that this week, and as your other teachers teach you a little bit more about being a disciple. And I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey boys and girls, I hope everybody's having a great January. I know it's been busy around here. We just celebrated Hadrian's birthday, and we're trying to get back on some regular schedules. But today we wanted to show you a craft, and unfortunately we kind of ran out of time, and Hadrian was not able to help me on this video, but wanted to show you guys what we're working on for this week. And if you listen to the lesson is about the fishermen who left their nets and followed Jesus. So today, our craft, you're going to need in your packet, you're going to need your paper brown bags, and you're going to need your yarn and some crayons, some markers. There's some fishing net in there. That's what this was. You guys can see that. And you're going to need some glue, and there's another little sheet that you're going to need some cotton balls for. And I'm sorry, those are probably not in your packets. So anyway, we're going to make puppets that are going to symbolize the two fishermen who put down their nets and decided to follow Jesus and become disciples of Jesus. So I went ahead and worked on one of the puppets so that you guys could kind of get an idea. It's pretty simple, but this is my puppet. So this is going to be one of my fishermen, okay? And so I've got, you know, I glued some yarn up here for his hair, drew him a face, and then down here I actually took the fishing net and I stapled this on there. So this, you could see that this was a fisherman, and this symbolizes one of the fishermen, okay? So the other thing, so you're gonna make 2 of these because it was the 2 of them that were out in the boat fishing and decided to follow Jesus, okay? But I just did 1 for simplicity's sakes. And so what it's gonna look like when you stick your little hand in there is like, hi, I'm a fisherman and I'm gonna follow Jesus, yay. I wanna be a disciple of Christ. Woo-hoo. Okay, so that's 1. So you've got enough supplies that you should be able to make 2, okay? And you can, maybe if you've got a brother or sister, you can like have your little fishermen talk to each other, or you can maybe have your mommy and daddy play along with you. It might be kind of fun for you. But this is one of mine. And then the other thing that you're gonna need that was in your packet is one of the activity sheets. Let me see, I think it's page 15. And it's the top says calling the disciples, and you will see that there's a fish, and you're gonna tear it out or cut it out. It's got a perforated edge, so you should be able to kind of like punch it out. And you're gonna take some cotton balls and you're gonna fold. Let me show you. I'll hold it up and show you. So this is what mine ended up looking like, okay? So we've got our little fish, and I've got some cotton balls. See my cotton balls down in there? So you're just gonna take some cotton balls, and then I use tape. I mean, I guess you could use glue or you could staple it, and just made like a little puff fish with my cotton balls. If you wanted to, you could even say, okay, here's my little guy. You could tape the fish over here to your puppet or glue it. I don't know if glue would work, but you could also pin it. Let's see if this will work. Okay, here we go. All right, so now we've got all these things on my puppet. So we definitely know that this guy is a fisherman, right? Okay, he's kind of blocking the net, but that's all right. Maybe we can put the fish down here. All right, so now we've got our fish and our net and our puppet. And just remember to do 2 because the story talks about 2. And I'm just doing 1 just to show you for the video's sake. But, and let's continue to remember our faith word this month, and that is to include. And including means that we are all part of God's kingdom and that we are all God's children. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you have a good rest of your week and a good weekend. And I look forward to our next video and our next craft. And Hadrian will be back online with me then. Okay? Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, everybody. It's good to see you again. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and I hope you're ready to sing and dance and have a little fun today. We are going to start with a silly song tonight about cupcakes. I thought about this because it was just Miss Sally's birthday, and she had a cupcake for breakfast. And so I thought, we'll sing about cupcakes this week. That'll be fun. So we're going to count our cupcakes. And there's one important part of the song when we go clap, clap, that I want you to say your name out loud. So I'll say, along came Melinda, or along came, and you put your name in, okay? Here we go. Down at the corner at the bakery shop, 5 little cupcakes with sprinkles on top. Along came with a penny one day. She bought a cupcake and took it away. Down around the corner at the bakery shop, 4 little cupcakes with sprinkles on top. Along came with the penny one day. He bought a cupcake and took it away. 3 little, down at the corner at the bakery shop, 3 little cupcakes with sprinkles on top. Along came with a penny one day. She bought a cupcake and took it away. Down around the corner at the bakery shop, 2 little cupcakes with sprinkles on top. Along came with a penny one day. He bought a cupcake and took it away. Down at the corner at the bakery shop, 1 little cupcake with sprinkles on top. Along came with a penny one day. She bought a cupcake and took them all away. That's the end of that song. So what did we do? We counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now that we have worked on counting and counting backwards, we are going to look at some note values. You know, we talk about music, and music is made up of different notes. And each note has a certain amount of beats, a certain amount of counts. So we're going to look at some symbols first. This one is called the treble clef. And when you look at music, if this symbol is next to the notes, that means they're going to be higher up. This one is called the bass clef. And if you see that symbol next to notes, it means they're going to be way low. This is called a rest. It's a certain kind of rest called a quarter rest. And that gets 1 count. But you don't play. You don't sing. You don't play anything. You just shh and count for 1 count. This is called a half rest. And the way you can remember that is it looks like a hat sitting on a line. It gets 2 counts. So you would hold everything, hold your breath for 1, 2. Now let me tell you a secret. If you turn it upside down, now it's a whole rest. Do you see how it looks like a hole underneath the line? That gets 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is called a whole note. It also gets 4 counts. This is a half note. It gets 2 counts. This is a quarter note. It gets 1 count. This is called an eighth note. It only gets half of a count. It doesn't even get its own count. Let's look at our chart. So we start with whole note. How many did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4 for a whole note. Then inside of a whole note, you have 2 half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip this one and come back to it. Inside of 2 half notes, you have 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have how many eighth notes inside of each quarter? 2 for each quarter note. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. These are just the eighth notes split up in half. So this is like if you were to just cut that in half, that would be half and half. And that makes 1 whole beat. So it's half, half, 1, 1. Half notes are 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look at that little dot. You see that little dot kind of looks like a freckle next to that note? That means that it's a half note plus it gets a whole nother beat. So this one gets, how many with a half? 2 for a half note plus 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. So to count this one, it's 1, 2, 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 1, 2, 3. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. And these eighth notes are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next week we'll get to these a little bit later. But these are called the names of the notes. That on the spaces, so in between the lines, have letters. And on the lines have letters. So we'll look at that real quick, but we're not going to use that tonight. We'll have something to look forward to next week. So now we're going to use our rhythm sheet, and we're going to do our Sunday school song, and we're going to play along with our rhythms. So when I point to one, that's the rhythm we're going to use. Okay, that's the number of beats we're going to use. We ready? We're going to start up here. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. 1, Now go to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Sorry. Got off beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now this one. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we're going to do this one. You remember how many these get? 1 count. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now let's do our eighth notes. Do you remember? Half a beat. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Outstanding, guys. So this week, work on your counting. 4, 2, 3, 1, and 2 together makes 1. I've had a lot of fun learning tonight, guys. I hope you have too, and I will see you very soon. Take care.